$5 billion in Egypt over the next 2 years across several fields, including renewable energy-powered desalination, green data centers, solar and wind projects, battery energy storage systems, and also the infrastructure supporting the green transition, according to the cabinet statement.
Norway's Scatec plans to inject up to $5 billion in new investments into Egypt over the next 2 years. The new investment plan will target strategic sectors including water desalination powered by renewable energy, green data centers, solar and wind power projects, energy storage systems and infrastructure supporting the green transition. The announcement came during a review of Scatec's current strategic project portfolio in Egypt, which already represents $5 billion in investment across renewable energy, energy storage and industrial infrastructure. The company also detailed developments at the Energy Valley project, one of the region's largest renewable energy and storage initiatives. The project features 1.75 gigawatt of solar energy and 4 gigawatt hours of battery storage systems, aiming to provide stable, clean electricity around the clock to support industrial growth, attract local and foreign investment, and boost the competitiveness of the Egyptian economy. Scatec officials stated that meeting target execution deadlines is a top priority for the company, stressing that these projects are essential elements in Egypt's strategy to enhance energy security, support industrial development, increase export competitiveness, and attract foreign direct investment. The company emphasized its full commitment to working urgently and in coordination with government entities and partners to accelerate execution schedules and meet all contractual obligations. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli affirmed the government's appreciation for the strategic partnership with Scatec, noting that the company's projects align with state plans to expand reliance on renewable energy sources, increase their share in the energy mix, maximize natural resources, and reduce carbon emissions. Madbouli added that he maintains regular follow-ups on the project implementation status. Minister of Electricity and Renewable Energy Mahmoud Hasmat described Scatec as an important strategic partner for the domestic electricity sector, noting that the ministry closely monitors the project implementation. Hasmat said Scatec's desire to expand its investment portfolio reflects confidence in Egypt's investment climate and growth opportunities, supporting the country's transition towards becoming a regional hub for clean energy. The meeting was held at the government headquarters in the new capital, was attended by Madbouli, Hasmat, Hossam Scatec, Chief Executive Officer, and other high-profile officials.
Welcome back. Minister of Foreign Affairs Badr Abdulati asserted that the Egyptian government is keen to support and enable the private sector and attracting more foreign direct investments, as well as providing a supportive environment for foreign companies working in Egypt. The foreign minister remarks came during his meeting with the CEO of the Norwegian company Scatec, Mr. Tedregi Pilskog. During the meeting, Abdulati emphasized the importance of expanding investments in renewable energy projects and reviewed the government efforts to support the green economy in a bid to transfer Egypt to the global hub for green hydrogen production. Minister Abdulati also praised the cooperation between Egypt and the Norwegian company and underscored the necessity of boosting ties in a bid to support joint economic and investment relations. Welcome back. To shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have with us over the phone our dear guest, Dr. Ayman Ghoneim, economic and legal expert. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you, madam.
Sir, we are speaking today about the green energy and new and renewable energy and Egypt's transferring to green energy. How do you see the steps taken by the state in order to reach to durable and international standards in this field?
Well, actually, Egypt adopts an aggressive strategy towards renewable energy. Our strategy is to reach 40% of our energy be produced by renewable sources by 2030. Actually, news that you starting the meeting with SCAC is
Yes.
a leader in the field of renewable energy production and develops and finance power plants that exploiting the energy like solar power, wind power, and battery energy storage, as well as hydropower. Static announced the build of such power plants and also operates them and own them under power agreement. It has been involved with the Egyptian government and it's empowering and facilitating this strategy to reach the goal of 40% renewable energy by 2030.
Yes. Concerning, Doctor, concerning SCARIC, actually have announced 5 billion in $5 billion US in new investments over the next 2 years. Why are the international companies keen to invest in Egypt and in Egypt's green energy sector, and what makes Egypt an attractive hub or destination compared to other regional countries?
Well, actually, as you mentioned, keep involved with government's energy strategy. It's signed a power agreement, and such power purchase agreement, the power that will be generated from the plants that will construct such power purchase by. So this guarantees purchase and guarantees that this power be economically feasible. So it's signed agreement with the government for 95 gigawatt for a solar plant, actually, 3.9 gigawatt hour battery energy storage, that power generated by store for later usage. It's also building this project is 1 gigawatt solar plant with 100 megawatt hours battery, also under a 25-year dollar-denominated this power agreement. And this is backed by a software that is constructing another 9 gigawatt hour wind project in Gulf of Suez, South Gulf of Suez. And this is $1 billion of foreign direct investment. Therefore, the Egyptian environment is receptive and friendly for investment, because all countries now trying to support its industrial growth. The construction, power generation is a pivotal element in such process. That's one thing. And second, they deal with so-called purchase power with foreign investors in the global economy. And this guarantees that power plants that they construct will be economically feasible and the output will be sold. And therefore, this will invite maybe banks or partners to finance investments.
Yes. Dr. Ghoneim, Egypt aims to increase electricity interconnection capacity to around 3,900 megawatts. My question is, how does regional electricity trade fit into Egypt's vision? Could Egypt become a net electricity exporter to Europe and neighboring countries?
Well, actually, yes, as you mentioned, if electricity activity or technical activity other neighbors, whether you're talking about European partners or Middle Eastern neighbors. And the idea here is that power of consumption between different countries, of course, would be different time zones. So we can share the low consumption periods with other countries, vice versa, can give us the excess capacity in their low consumption. Of course, all the countries of the world now are on their energy security. Whether you're talking about the securing the all over the day, securing the energy supply for industries, and also securing affordable resources for energy, especially international crises, the Russia-Ukraine war, and the previous, or actually hasn't yet, so we cannot call it previous, the conflict in the Middle East. So these two conflicts show quite well that the time the fossil fuel in power generation is not reliable. It can lead to, especially during the time of geopolitical.
Dr. Ghoneim, how would the green energy transition be reflected on the Egyptian citizen? In other words, what does a successful green energy transition mean for the average Egyptian citizen in terms of electricity bills, providing job opportunities, environmental quality, and Egypt's standing in the world? And what can citizens do to support this national effort?
Well, of course, citizens not only in Egypt, the whole world support such endeavor, because green energy transition means more affordable energy, less pollution to the environment, and more energy, more jobs, more factories, more industrial capacity. In Egypt, we've suffered from the increasing oil prices due to the geopolitical crises, whether the Russia-Ukraine war or the crisis. This is also another motivation for us to move the renewable energy and green energy sector and rate from renewable energy.
Yes, yes. Egypt have set a target of 42 renewable energy by 42%. I mean renewable energy by 2030. And also 60% by 2040. How realistic are these targets, given taking in consideration that renewable energy currently accounts for only around 11.5% of the electricity generation? So what are the biggest obstacles to closing this gap?
Well, actually, this is unrealistic goal. Other countries, Germany, for example, industrial economy in Europe, it set a target of its electricity to be from renewable sources by 2030. our goal in Egypt is half this goal by 2030, which is around 40%. So this is not really unrealistic. Actually, the goal we have for many. First of all, the country is the industrial output, and create more jobs. And second, and more, Egypt is so rich in its Europe. We're talking about solar power. We're talking about hydropower. Especially solar are so rich in these sources. That's why we can become risky if we're able to exploit. Of course, the power generation from when the operating and effective, but the problem is it requires considerable investments, and that's why the question and the idea of having investor and supporting such investor by timing the purchase power is so important in this part. Because the main challenge is securing investment. But if we are able to secure such investment, then the operation of such power plants becomes so easy.
Yes, Dr. Ghoneim, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in several occasions and events have, and also in his statements have stressed the importance of localizing industry in Egypt in several fields, and the President have stressed the importance of localizing industries associated with the renewable energy. My question is, what does this mean in practice? How can Egypt build a domestic manufacturing base for solar panels, wind turbines, and battery storage systems?
Well, President Abdel Fattah, since his election presidency in 2015, he has been chronic problems. It's like he treated the problem virus, which was a pandemic. So this is so important because for many previous decades, our industries were used to import the components or the goods, assemble them locally, either send to the market or export a small portion of them. That's why the expansion during many years was synonymous, was associated with increasing import and exercising pressure on a balance of payment and on the exchange. What President al-Sisi is trying to localize the input of industries, and here the good news is that you have to be rich so much to so. Because I always put this example, if you look at it, a cell phone, for example, is sold in the market for, let's say, £10,000. The price of such cell phone is no more than 20 to 30 pounds. Between the 20 to 30 pounds and the 10,000, you have like thousands of steps of manufacturing value in order to convert the raw materials to components and the components to semi-finished goods and then assemble them in the finished goods. And that's exactly what the President is trying to do. The President is now trying to collect input of renewable energy power plants. And here we talk about the solar cells, we're talking about solar batteries, we're talking about different components in the power plant. And the idea, especially for the main spare parts of such power plants, they have to be produced locally to reduce the price to allocate from the balance of payment and exchange rate. And I believe that so far we've done a good job, and we're continuing with a lot of ambition.
Yes, yes, indeed. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information. Dr. Ayman Ghoneim, economic and legal expert. We really had the pleasure to have this phone with you. Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of our program Newsroom Live. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.